Hello and welcome to Captain Bob. Today I'm going to show you how you can interface an LED with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Going down. For this build, you will need an Arduino 2560 Mega, an LED, its appropriate resistors, and I'll talk a little bit about this in a second. And if you'd like to go pro, you can get some jumper wires or normal wires. You'll notice that there are two pins on an LED. If you're like me and you have a common cathode, the long wire is negative, so it goes to ground. The shorter wire is positive, so it goes to a signal pin in the Arduino. However, be warned, if you have a common anode LED, the long wire will be positive and the short wire will be negative. Look out for this and look on your package which type it is, common cathode or common anode. Anode versus cathode won't matter too much right now, as you can just switch it around, but in the future, if you get a common anode RGB LED with multiple pins, then it could be problematic when you can't plug it in correctly and configure it to the Arduino. So, let's show you how to wire this. You'll see right here I have the black wire going to ground and the orange wire going to the input signal on the Arduino. So now the black wire can go into any of these pins that say G and D. So one right here. So one of them's right here, two of them are right here, one of them's, I believe, right here. And then this pin can go on to basically any of the pins with numbers here, except for 0 and 1. These are, I believe, communication pins and are not used by MobiFlight. You also notice you have all of these A pins, these analog pins, 0 to, I believe, 15. These are all usable in MobiFlight, but they're not 100% tested, so there might be a few errors in there, just to take note of. So I usually like to take pin 2, the first available MobiFlight pin. And you can just plop them in with these wires here. If we were to turn this on, which I'm not because I've done that before, you'll notice that there are 5 volts basically coming from the Arduino into the circuit and frying up the LED. If you want to potentially start a small restaurant in the LED, that is fine, but we are going for a lifespan, so we are going to use a resistor. This resistor is a 430 ohms resistor, but do not use this one. I'm using it shortly for the demonstration. It has too much resistance and will make the light basically pretty dim. So, I'm going to put this resistor in so that we don't make a chicken nugget out of this LED. So you can just simply put this and basically include this as part of the circuit. So now you can see the circuit. It goes basically from pin 2 into the LED, out of the LED, through the resistor to ground. You might be asking why I put the resistor after the LED. That is actually because you can put a resistor before or after the LED. Because it's a circuit, it doesn't really matter where the resistance comes in. The resistance will always come in and save the day. Or the empire. I'm not quite sure. Or the umpire. Then it gets crazy. Now I'm going to put my green screen in for video. Here we go. All set up. Oh shoot. I almost forgot to turn on my green screen. There we go. That was a close one. I almost had to re-record all of my footage. So, I am using a program called MobiFlight. This interfaces basically a lot of things with the flight simulator. It doesn't do potentiometers, but we'll forgive it for that because it's so awesome in the other areas of it. So, we have two tabs in MobiFlight. You have the Output tab and the Input tab. The Inputs tab is for switches, buttons, and rotary encoders. The Outputs tab is for the stepper motors, servos, LEDs, 7-segment displays, and LCD displays. So let's head over to extras, and then we'll make our Arduino. So it's over at extras, go over to settings, and this will bring us into our main settings tab. So we have all these levels. And then we're going to skip right over to MobiFlight modules, and then this is the place where we load our modules. So, from MobiFlight modules, we can see that I actually have a button taking up one of my spots. This is the spot I wanted, so we're actually just going to remove these devices. We won't have any devices because yours will probably be new. You can just go to add a device and then add an LED output. So you can just add our output and we'll name this gear, which will be quite useless on our Cessna 172 fixed gear. It would always be on or always be off, but we'll just ignore that and fly a 737 today. So we'll just name this gear, then we're going to push this little upload button right here to upload this sketch to our Arduino. So now a bunch of little robots inside the Arduino are punching each other to see which one is correct, and it's making a configuration on our Arduino. And now we can press OK and go back to our main homepage. Homepage, sweet homepage. I'm thinking that this offset will be the gear light. We're going to make this a simple gear on-off light, so that when the gear is up, it'll be on. When the gear is down, it'll be off. Could have one light on, then the other off, and it switches. But I'm just going to show you the one light for now, and then you could do the same thing with another LED to get that effect. So yeah, here's the gear light, and we can go over to the edit, the three edit dots of hamburgerness. They're not even stacked like a hamburger, it's like a hamburger that fell over. You can use any of the offsets in this long list, and I'm sure that it has gear. Oh, look here. So there's all of these offsets. So there's landing gear left, extracted, moving, extended, moving, extracted, moving. So you have all of these landing gear commands, but I want a general one, so it's just all the gear up, all the gear down. So I'm not going to use these. I'm going to head over actually into the directory. Let's see, can I do something cool with my voice when I'm editing? That'd be cool. I'm gonna have too much fun editing this. So yeah, we are in the directory. We can go to our program files folder, and then you're just gonna look for your FSX folder. So mine is Steam, Steam Apps, Common, FSX, and then now you're in your flight simulator folder, which is extremely exciting. And so you can go up to the folders, and you'll see one called modules. You'll see up here, one of the modules in Flight Simulator is FSUIPC. That stands for Flight Simulator Unicorn in a Popper Cake. No, it doesn't. But we're going to go over to FSUIPC documents. So, once you're in the modules folder, you'll see that the FSUIPC documents folder. This is where all the documents go, like their plan, their business plans, their budget. No, I'm kidding. This is where you can find the offset status. this is the file you'll want to use. It's a very big PDF of all of the fancy numbers behind FSUIPC. And I'm going to open this with Google Chrome so I can use the fancy search tool. So just press Control F, and don't tell anyone you know Control F. It's a total secret. You can get so many places with just twatching. And then you're going to type in gear. This is the secret passcode that will unlock the universe, so be careful when typing not to type it wrong. Okay, so the first result out of 12, we could look through all 12 of them if we really want, if we're kind of getting tired and need something to read. But we have these offsets. So we have gear position. You'll actually notice further down the line you have gear position nose, full up, full down, gear position right, full up, full down, gear position left, full up, full down. But what we want is just the standard gear. Let's see. It's number 1. Gear is retract. We're going to see if gear control 0 up and 16,380 down will work. This will be a learning experience for me too, because this particular offset I haven't done before. Yeah. So we're just going to copy this offset right here, 0, Bravo, Echo, 8. So we're going to copy, paste it right here, and then the size in bytes is 4 if you go back. So yeah, we can figure that out, and we can go over to display. The display tab is where basically all the magic happens. So we can use our MobiFlight Mega with our pin, or our LED, and then this is the gear. So now you can go and press test, and you will notice that the LED illuminates. And I can even put something cool under it, like this, for you to really show. Wow, that's pretty. Now the LED glows, and so should your face if you did it correctly. But yeah, we are going to see if this works. Let's head over to a 737 and see if this works. So right here we'll notice we are in a 737. We won't be much longer if I don't plug my joystick in. Okay, mouse yoke for the win, people. So, if we go over to our friend MobiFlight, we can go to Active, select this check mark, and then press Run. This will enable this to run. So now you'll see that when the gear is down, it gives a position reading of 16,383. That is a huge number. I think this is more people than I can even fit in my house. So, when you have a number that big, we can apply some interpolations. But first I'm going to show you that this actually works. So, you'll see that the number is actually now at 0 because the gear is up. We can put it down, and once it falls down, then it's good. Okay, this is fantastic if you want a light that is when the gear is down, which is probably what you want. But let's say you randomly want a light when the gear is up because you just love that. So this is a little bit more advanced, but if we go over to the compare mode, we can apply an interpolation setting. So right now, it says, when the value is 0, spit out 0, and when the value is 1024, spit out 1024. But we want something a little bit different. We want it so that when the value is 0, it actually spits out a value of 16,383. And then when it's actually 16,383, it actually spits out a value of 0. So we want it to basically be like, when it's 0, psych, actually spit out this huge number. But when it's this huge number, actually spit out 0. So this kind of just changes the values, and it's basically just flips them. So now we can press OK and see how this fares. So yeah, right now the value is 0, the light is off, but when we press gear up, it'll have the light up when it's up and down when it's down. This means that you just learned how to make an LED go to a flight simulator. That means you can do a ton of things with this fantastic list of FSU IPC offsets. You can have things from you can do flaps, ton of stuff with flaps. You can do things with engine. You can do tons of stuff with autopilot. So there's really a lot of things you can do with MobiFlight. So this is fantastic. I really like this, but let's try something new. So, something else that's fun you can do is get this little Pizarro buzzer, and then you can just hook it up like this. I put the black line to the ground and the red line to the 2, but I don't believe it's a diode, so it shouldn't matter. This is, I guess, a little bonus section. I'm not gonna provide any support on this. This is just a fun little project, and I can't guarantee it's not gonna blow anything up. So, just be careful. Disclaimer. So, what I'm gonna do here is make a stall warning horn. So, we can go back to our fantastic list of FSU IPC offsets and go to stall. There is about 5 events, and the first one we find is the stall warning horn. You'll notice the offset 0, 3, 6, Charlie. 0, 3, 6, Charlie. The size in bytes is 1, and yeah. So now we can head over to display, and again we're going to use the same thing. We're going to use our MobiFlight module, our Arduino, with a pin. This is our LED, or not LED. And then we can use our gear LED. I didn't update the configuration, so this is still technically the gear. So, right now it's off, and right now it's on. I'm so sorry, everyone out there that is a parent and their kid knows this. I'm just sorry, but I'm gonna spread it on YouTube just cause it's cool. Okay? So yeah, if we click run, we'll see 0 is no, 1 is stall. I'm gonna hop in my 172 real quick because I think it would be a more authentic experience. So, right now, you'll notice the Cessna 172 is not stalled. That is because I haven't been flying it very long. Let's just do power off stall. These will look cooler when I'm taking flight training. So you'll notice the value right here is a 0, and then I can go over here, our power is off, I'm fighting the trim, let's see, let's actually do a ton of nose up trim. Oh no, it looks like the plane is gonna stall and I'm too lazy to fix it, but I'm pulling back, I'm a persistent pilot. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can make this any more dramatic. Oh no. Okay. Oh, look at that. It works. Oh, that sounds funny actually. I like that a lot. That is your stall warning horn with a P0 buzzer. Again, I can't guarantee your results with this, but I love to hear your questions. Please put them in the comments below, and I'll try to help you out as much as I can. If you liked this tutorial, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and sell your cow to someone. Eh? If this is something that sparked your interest, like a Continental O200 spark plugs, go feel free to check out some of these videos up here. I have like an altimeter video, I have a video about the attitude indicator, about wiring stepper motors, and of course check out the rest of my channel as well. It's also legit. And if you like this video, I'm sure you'd like the Discord server in the link in the description below. There are 10 of flight simulator enthusiasts, and I'm sure you'll meet someone that is pretty cool, myself included. I hope you're having a fantabulous day, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.